in last class, we just see, we just take one input, one text, right? NLP is very important. It does help in text analysis. That's what we just take on as an input. By using that input, we have to perform the tokenization, which is send tokenize and then word tokenize, right? By using that two method, we have to split the sentence into a words, correct? And then we have to perform like a change case here, these three. And then by using autocorrect method, we have to perform the spelling correction, right? So after that, we have to use one more method, one more package, which is text block, right? By using that package also, we just perform this spelling correction, correct? And then we just perform what? Stop words removal. And then we just perform the, by using a regular expression, we have to remove the like special characters as well. We have to remove the what? Punctuations as well. What? It is special characters, no. So we have to remove the white spaces, correct? So that is what we just seen in yesterday's class. So today we are going to see, I'll just mention the topic name. What is that? We have to see like a parts of speech tagging, right? I'll just mention here parts of speech tagging, correct? And then we have to perform the text normalization. No, we have to perform the text normalization, and then we are going to perform the text rephrasing. So how we can do that? So by taking any kind of input, any kind of text, by using that text, we have to perform the operations. Huh? Right. So first, what is that parts of speech tagging? So it is nothing but we have to perform like we have to find out the like which is the noun, which is the verb. So these kind of thing we have to perform that, right? So it's simply we just explain what is POS tagging. POS tagging is nothing but what is parts of speech tagging. So parts of speech tagging is nothing but we have to use like we have to perform the noun. So we have to perform the verbs. We have to find out what is the word, exact word. For example, NLP is noun or verb, or else it is adjective or conjunction. So whatever it is. So by using that POS, parts of speech tagging, we have to find out that. So which is, so there is an option. So what is that noun? What is that verb? You know already. You know grammars and all, right? So by performing these parts of speech, we easily find out that. That is what we are going to use here. I'll just open the one of the cell here. Okay. So we have to perform that particular parts of speech tagging by using NLTK, or else we have to use the what? SPACY method. Fine. Yes. So here I'll just take input. So what the input we just taken? This is what our input, right? I'll just copy that input. Okay, I'll just copy that input. Now I'll just perform the as usual import NLTK, right? So I'll just import the NLTK, and then now I need to import this SPACY as well. So we just seen the packages NLTK, SPACY, text blob, a regular expression, correct? So these kind of packages we just seen yesterday's class, right? So yes, and then I have to import the tokenize method. So for uh, parts of speech tagging also, we have to once convert the tokens, then only we have to perform that, right? So for use the POS, we have to use the tokenization. So from NLTK dot tokenize, so we have to import the word tokenize. So we have to use the what? By import the tokenize by from that analytic key we have a library like tokenize. So from that tokenized library we have to import what? Word tokenize, right? Yes. So now we have to download something. So which is nothing but NLTK predefined models or predefined data sets. So NLTK dot download of Punkat. You know, right? Why we have to use Punkat. And then NLTK dot download of Punkat tab, right? So we have to give like Punkat tab. And one more thing is NLTK dot download average perceptron tagger. Right? So I'll just tell you why we have to use this particular predefined model of data set here. Okay. So once we have to define that, right? We have to define that sample text. This is what the sample text. I already copied that. So we have to mention, we have to define that sample text here. Once you define the sample text, we have to perform what? POS. How we have to do that? I'll just define one variable. So for example, we have to give like tokens equal to by using word tokenize, right? By using what? Word tokenize. By using this word tokenize, we have to split the tokens, correct? So I'll just print that. So tokens, we have to run that. It will take some time. Right, it will download it and it will split like a NLP is very important, right? So here I'll just perform what? I'll just perform by using NLTK. So after that, I'll just using Spazy, I will do the same thing. So I will how I can use like NLTK, how I can use like Spazy. So you just got a difference. What is the difference between these two packages? Okay. So I'll just perform like a tokenization. And here I need to perform what? I need to perform parts of speech tagging, correct? Using NLTK. So I have to create one tag POS equal to, right? So I have to use like NLTK package. So from that package, I have to use like one of the method. What is that? Post tag, which means POS tag of. We have to take this input which is stored in text variable. By using that text variable we have to perform the tokenization, correct? So here you have to perform some tokenization. So that process where you stored in tokens variable, correct? So you just call that tokens variable here. Okay, so you have to call that tokens variable here and then just give it like print of POS. That's it. Just give a run. What is the error it is? So it need to download this average perceptron tagger. So just copy that. Just go bow and paste it here, right? And then just give a run. Yes, what it does, NLP in the sense NNP, right? So each and every word, it will assign something. What is that? Do you got any idea about this? We just perform what? POS, parts of speech tagging, correct? So what is that? Do you got any point? So NLP is NNP. So it is nothing but NNP. So it is like a noun. NLP is what? It is like what? It is a noun. Alright. So here NLP is NNP. NLP is NNP. NNP it's nothing but it is what? Noun is plural. Noun in that plural form. So is we be is that. So it is like what? Verb is nothing but what? It is verb. So here third person singular present. So that is what here that is in VB is that. And what is very? What is JJ? JJ is nothing but it is like adjective. So important. What is JJ? So it is nothing but what? It is adjective. Right? And then here full stop. So it is like a punctuation, correct? It is like a punctuation. And there is an PRP. What is the meaning of PRP? Any idea what is the meaning about PRP? It is nothing but it is pronoun, right? So what is that? P presence, it is like pronoun. And then what is VB is there? It is like a verb only. What is help? It is noun. What is in? And here also, what is that? It is in only. So why there is in grammar like it is like in? What is the parts of speech here? Right? In like it is nothing but it is a proportion. And then JJ, nothing but it is adjective, noun, right? So now you got the point, right? Why we have to use the POS tag, parts of speech tag. By using NLTK, right? By using NLTK, we just perform the parts of speech tagging. We just use the name here, right? So I'll just remove that name. I'll just copy this particular input. The runners were running happily. So these input, I'll just go there. Okay. So after that, I'll just remove this particular input. I'll just replace the text. I'll just run again. Yes. So see. So he, it is like what? Pronoun, right? Runners, it is like what? Verb. So where, it is like what? VBD. So what is the difference between VB is that VBD? Yes. What is the difference between VB is that or VBD? So a verb, correct? So a verb, third person what? Third person singular present here. That is what VB is at. A VBD, it's nothing but a verb past tense. That is what. What is that? It is like a past tense. That is what that is in VBD. Right? So the runners is it is like a present one, singular present one. It is like a past one. So that is there is a difference between VB is that VBD. And here is an a running. What is that? VBG. Right? There is a difference between what? VBG. So what is that? It is in present one. It is in past one. What is that VBG? Yes. Any idea? Preposition is fine. What is the VBG? It's nothing but VBG is nothing but what? Gerund function. So we have to use the gerund, right? So verbal like verb, right? So in that verb, right, it is an gerund. It has like a gerund. That is what VBG. Okay, so running, swimming, walking. So gerund present, right? That is what VBG. So happily, what is that? RB. What is that RB? So RB is nothing but it is an adverb, right? It is nothing but what? It is an adverb. So the way we have to find out the parts of speech, which is noun, which is verb, so which is adjective, which is pronoun. So these kind of things we have to perform by using what? Parts of speech tag. Correct? So these parts of speech tag which is done by using what? By using NLTK. So the same we have to perform by using SPACY, right? So we just see how we have to perform that. So I'll just import the SPACY now. Okay. After import the SPACY, I have to load the SPACY model. So I'll just like use the package in a. I'll just define the variable NLP. So in that I'll just load the SPACY model. So SPACY load. Inside that I'll just give like the pack like model name. So encode webism. So in that package, I have to load all the NLP model which are available in that particular package, right? So I'll just create one more variable. What is that? Doc. Okay. So by using that particular model, right? By using that particular model, I'll just give the text. What the text I'll just define here. He runners were running happily. That's what, right? So I'll just define that particular text, right? And then I'll just mention the for loop here. So in that text, there is a token as well, right? There is a token. So you have to perform the parts of speech, right? So in that text, we have to perform some parts of speech here. So I'll just define one variable. So POS tax. I'll just define the variable POS tax inside that particular tax. Okay, so I'll just use the token dot text. Okay, and then token dot pos, which means we have to use that original text, and then we have to use the parts of speech method. Okay, so by using that we have to give in what? We have to give in like for loop. So in that for loop, so each token just go to the docs. So in that docs, what are the texts available? So the based on that, it will iterate the each words, each tokens, right? And then we have to perform the print POS tags. Just give enter, right? It will tell like what? So is nothing but it is a pronoun. Runners is nothing but it is a verb, right? Where is nothing but it is what? It is an auxiliary verb, correct? So running is nothing but what? It is a verb, right? So happily is nothing but it is an adverb, correct? So what is the difference between there is an output, there is an same output, correct? So what is the difference between we have to use like our NLTK in parts of speech, we have to using NLTK. At the same time, in parts of speech, we have to use like a SPACY. So which one is convenient and what is the difference between these two? Anyone? I don't have an idea about grammar, ma'am. Uh-huh. Okay. You don't, what is that? In that particular parts of speech, you didn't understand? Or else, what is the difference between NLT? Yes. It's okay. You didn't understand the difference between NLTK and SPASI. But you understand the concept of parts of speech tagging, correct? Yes. You can't observe the difference. Exactly. So, here we have to perform the same, we just use the same POS tag correct? So here also we just use the POS, parts of speech, correct? So here what it gives, like he, PRP, runners VB is that, right? Where VBD, that's what it like gives. So the it just I just highlight the this particular output. I'll just copy and paste it here. At the same time, I'll just copy this output. I'll just copy and paste it here. Okay, so this particular output we just got like by using NLTK, correct? So this particular output we just got by using SPASI. No. So the main difference between these, the both NLTK and SPASI are popular NLP libraries, but they differ in how they handle the parts of speech tagging, right? So how it does know, so that particular NLTK, I'll just mention here, NLTK. So in that particular package, there is a difference between the taxit. So it uses pen tree bank taxit, and then it's the SPASI uses universal taxit. Universal taxit. What is that? What is that? A pen tree mark tree bank taxit. So did you hear the word pen tree bank taxit? Yes, right. So it is nothing but the pen tree bank taxit. So we just studied a grammar in English, no, correct? So we just studied a grammar. So in that pen tree bank tax set, it asked like a 36 tax. The tax 36 tag in the sense in that, for example, in that verb category, okay, so we know what are the verbs available. So in that verb categories, there is an different tags like verb, so verb in a singular present, and verb in a, like there is an gerund, a verb, so in that there is an past verb, right? So by taking that, in that particular Ben trademark tax set, it contains so many varieties, so many verb categories. The same thing we have to use like universal tax set. Here, whatever verb it is like it is a present one, past one, future one, or the gerund, whatever it is, we just call it as verb only. So in that tree bank tax set, we have to call a verb by using VBZ, VBD, VBG, VBM, VBP. So there is so many, right? Or else we have to use PASI. We have to define a verb. You just mention the word verb. That's it. And then NLP, in that particular NLTK, there is an traditional model. So we have to use that is a traditional one. So in that SPASI, we have to use like universal dependencies, like there is an multiple support languages, correct? So for that, we have to use that tags according to that universal dependencies. That is what the difference between the NLTK and SPASI. It is nothing but there is a simple difference. What is that? No. So it will differ in that particular tagging. So NLTK and Spazzy, both are the most famous packages, most famous libraries in that NLP. But the different what? To handle the parts of speech tagging, correct? That's what that particular NLTK use what? Pen tree bank tag set by performing what? Parts of speech tagging. The same as as Pazzy. So it use what? Universal tag set, right? By performing what? Parts of speech tagging. So that is the small difference between the NLTK as well as Spazzy. So it will work according to that available, right? So it will depend to the availability. So it will depend to that dependencies based on the universal dependencies. So it has so many categories. It has a less categories. So whatever verb it is, it just declare as a verb only. That is what a main difference. And if you want to do something, so you have to perform like academic research. No, you have to use NLTK, right? You have to make like a production application. No, you have to use like Spazzy, right? So you just know what is NLTK. It is a toolkit. It is a package, right? What is the Spazzy? It is the same. It is a package. So we have to use the NLTK as well as we have to use the Spazzy. Why we have to use these two, and what is the difference? No. So by performing parts of speech tagging, we have to use the different tag set. So here we just use the pantry bank tag set. Here we just use the universal tag set. So you know what is that pantry bank tag set. So in that particular defining the grammars, defining the which category it is. It is a noun, it is a verb, it is or objective. So what is that? So what is the particular word it is? So we have to perform the tagging, no, right? So for that, it has so many categories. If it has so many categories in the sense, it uses what? Pen tree bank tag set, which comes under NLTK. So if we have to tag some of the words, no. If we have to use the same verb, we have to use the same word which is verb, no. So it is comes under universal tag set, which is in Spazzy. That is the main difference between NLTK and Spazzy, right? Now you got the point, right? And you Arun and Mohammed Akshar. Yes, clear, Arun and Mohammed. Okay. Now find how, so the concept also clear, right? How we have to do these parts of speech tagging, right? So yes, that is what we are going to like we just seen like parts of speech tagging. Now we are going to do the what uh text rephrasing or text normalization. So we have to do that text rephrasing. So how to do that text rephrasing? So from the name itself, what is that rephrasing? Anyone? Rephrasing in the sense what?